1. You must be heard. 2. You must be understood. 3. Now remember, now let's look once more.
Welcome, everyone. The podcast is now online. Back to your regular fix of everything pop culture with a gaming slant, a little news, a little perspective, and plenty of hot takes. I'm your host, Beth, and joining me today we have JP.
That's me. Hi.
Juan.
Hey, what up?
And Nate. How are you doing, Nate?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Our main topics this week, the Pokemon Company recently announced a few games, a couple that have come out and a few that are yet to come out. Surprise, surprise, reactions were mixed. It's definitely isn't anything new. The community has been at odds with what the Pokemon Company has been doing for years, so we wanted to talk about that a little more. And we also wanted to talk about Smash Brothers a little bit. Min Min recently released, and we just want to take a little bit of a dive into how we're feeling about Min Min and where we think the DLC is headed into the future. So a bit of a Nintendo themed episode. But before we get to that, we do want to do what we usually do here. Guys, what's going on? What's up? What have you been playing this week? What are you doing? What are you reading? What are you watching? Any news you want to talk about? This is the time to do it.
So I'll start off, I guess. Yeah. So I've been I took a deep dive into Monster Hunter recently. With my boy Nate here. We started progressing on on the story, on the lore. Nate's already like 300,000 million trillion miles away from me, so he's helping me catch up.
Not a real number.
Yeah. I went to school, okay? And so I've also been dabbling in some Rainbow Six Siege and some Smash. Other than that, I've just been keeping up with the recent drama, the recent memes that's been going on everywhere, and as always, my homework. So yeah.
Awesome, JP.
Finally finished Persona 4 since we last talked. Kind of a mixed bag of feelings, like this entire episode. Dived into Persona 5. That was a beautiful experience.
Royal or?
Yeah, Royal. That's kind of it. Oh, started playing Hades. Shout outs to the guys over at Waypoint for recommending that. That is like such a fucking good roguelike game. Please get into Hades. It's so good.
Oh, I thought you said Haze, that PS3 game with the guy with the yellow mask that's like broken on the face. It was like,
yeah, I picked it up in the
alright.
Walmart like dollar bin because that's where it always seems to be.
That seriously threw me for a loop. I was like, okay, we're talking about Haze. I did not think that was gonna happen today.
Yeah, crazy.
How far are you in Persona 5?
I'm still in the first like 2 or 3 opening hours. I've only passed like the first 3-ish days. Everyone's still yelling at me for like saving a girl from being fucking kidnapped because apparently Japanese people don't like it when you intervene and be a hero.
You're eventually gonna pass me. Everybody does. I'm still at Kamoshida's palace. I've been there for the past year, and I think I'm gonna be there for the foreseeable future.
I passed the like initial section in the palace, but now I'm like out.
In the palace.
No,
like now you're in the palace.
I haven't reached the actual palace yet. I like past the when the game starts and they put you in the palace, quote unquote, and then you summon Arsene and all that stuff. I'm after that encounter where you first meet Morgana and Shadow
Right.
Kamoshida or whatever. So
That when I tell people play Persona 5, I always tell them that's like the biggest hill they gotta climb. After that, it becomes a lot more like you're free after a while. It's
I'm
just
looking forward
like,
to it. You know,
yeah.
the dungeon's like very clearly different from Persona 4. It's like super overwhelming because it's just such a different fucking like experience. So I'm looking forward to it.
See,
Alright,
Nate,
Nick?
you say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say you say a hill, but that hill turns into a mountain when you don't save and you have to do it twice.
Oh yeah, one, yeah.
We've ever heard the
Yeah,
story on the podcast before.
that tragic
This
story.
story been on the no. I'll tell like it's a dis. It's I'll leave it for another day.
God.
You're ready. Yeah.
All right, Nate. What's
Um, well, as to what I've been doing, like my homie Juan said, I'm back on the Monster Hunter grind. Elatreon came on, whooped me around for a couple bit. I've been helping Juan, and I've been helping another one of our friends, go through Iceborne. I've been focused on that. Still playing League. I lost 19 ranked games in a row. I'm hard stuck. You already know. Torture. Uh, Other than that, the new anime season's coming up, and I've been looking forward to this particular one, Origaru season 3. Finally, after fucking 6 years, it's here. Other than that, yeah, just been chilling, working. What I usually do nowadays.
Rise and grind.
Amazing Grand. Myself, there, Netflix released a origin series about The Grudge, and I've been watching that. I'm about 2 episodes in. I did not know that a Grudge television series was something that I drew on, but the American adaptation is The Grudge. I didn't know that was something that we were ever going to need or get, especially with how badly um, the 2020 Grudge movie performed, critically and commercially. But it's interesting. It's like a horror show, and I'm so fond of the character, so I was really excited that was even happening. I found out about it like a week before it came out, and then I started watching it. I started playing No Man's Sky again. I've put in a ton of time into that. I think I'm already like the amount of time I put in this week is comparable to the total time I had in it before the game, or before it started getting updates and improved upon. It's pretty addicting. I'm at a place where I have a ton of options of what I want to do, and I'm already thinking about like all these plans I have for my base and planets I want to go to. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. I've obviously been playing Smash, um, crew battles here and there, and yeah, but I think that's all I've been doing. I've been meaning to get into Monster Hunter with y'all, but I, I keep shirking it for something else in its place. But I do want to play Monster Hunter again. I want to use the hunting horn and the bow. I think they're really like satisfying weapons to use for me personally. And I still haven't fought Monkey yet, so
Monkey.
I'm gonna fight Monkey Rajang. I'm excited to do that. Yeah, that's about. We were talking about the Will, the Will and Jada stuff earlier,
Oh God.
and I just kind of wanted to mention it because it's like probably like the most front and center like pop culture thing that uh like it's the thing people are talking about right now, and I just want to say how much I love Sad Will's. I mean, I know there's a lot of pain behind it. I'm not sadistic, but like it's, like it reminds me of that picture of Michael Jordan that
Oh yeah, the crying Michael Jordan meme. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, so sad.
I think that Will face is gonna be around for a while, and I feel bad as for why it is, but just like as a separate objective.
I like how Michael Jordan is actually aware of that face being a meme.
Oh sure, I think it's
I find it
everywhere.
funny.
Yeah, yeah. I think he he takes it in stride. I think he's come to terms with the fact that he became a meme
Yeah.
through that picture. But uh,
Yeah, heavy stuff, that situation, huh?
Heavy stuff, heavy stuff. I'm in an entanglement with I'm in an entanglement with No Man's Sky.
God.
When I go to the buffet and I have an entanglement
Yeah.
on what food to get.
Just trying to play Smash and I'm in an entanglement with Min Min.
Min, dude.
Man.
Oh my god.
We were playing earlier, and JP didn't have very nice things to say about my Min Min.
You know, it's just not fun when you oppress your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he called me homophobic for playing.
Yikes.
But anyway, moving right on into the first topic of the show. So we're going to start talking about the Pokemon presentations. A few weeks ago, we got a back-to-back. Well, it was a week, right?
Sort of
one of the
back-to-back.
Pokemon presentations happened on the 17th, and then I think a week later we got the second one.
Yeah.
In the first one, we got the reveal of Pokemon Smile, a free toothbrush assistant for brushing your. I haven't used it. It makes brushing your teeth a lot more fun, and you catch Pokemon while doing it. And yeah,
Wow.
they released it right after. Is there anything this? I mean, this is I think strike one of of the fire, the 10th fire that the Pokemon Company started.
I think arguably out of everything that's come out of the week, I guess, of Pokemon Present stuff, I think this game probably got off the easiest. Because most people were like getting into it. You would see people like posting their like selfies with the toothbrush, and they'd be like catching something or whatever. So at least people liked this one.
It's
sort of.
I'm not surprised that they made they made this, because I mean, let's not forget, I'm still waiting for Pokemon Sleep. Where's that at?
True.
Where is that at? I was supposed to sleep and catch Pokemon. Where's it at?
I have insomnia, please.
Yeah. Wait. Is that that's real, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's real.
When?
They announced it like last year, and they were supposed to release this year, but they haven't said when the actual release date is.
Yeah.
That's insane. They're ironing out the bugs.
Like while you're
Well, I'm not even gonna play the game. I'm gonna be asleep. What do you need to iron out?
Fixed an issue where Rayquaza would materialize while you're sleeping and destroy the neighborhood.
God.
And then right after that, they showed Pokemon Cafe Mix. It's a free to start puzzle game that you can get. Yeah, free to start. That you
Nintendo's
can
new
get
favorite
on
buzzword.
mobile and Switch. It's a puzzle game. I downloaded it, I think a day after it came out, but I needed space to download something else, and so I deleted it without having tried it. I was like, I gave it a fair shot, but
you're not
I
missing
really
much.
needed storage. Have you played it?
I played it for a bit and then I uninstalled it because I was just like, if I wanted to really get into a Pokemon puzzle game, I just play like Pokemon Shuffle or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like what separates this from Pokemon Shuffle?
You make copy.
The mechanics. It's a different mechanic where Pokemon Shuffle is more of like a match 'em.
Yeah, it's like Jewel.
This
Sure.
right. This one Cafe Mix is more of like I kind of like the mechanic. It's kind of cool. But you pretty much swirl little Pokemon heads to make different drinks, and if you pass certain levels, some of the Pokemon will like get attached to you, and then they, for whatever reason, start working for you.
So is every game just a new way of like having the Pokemon?
You gotta catch them all.
Catch them all, baby.
However you can, even if it's wrangling a bunch of Pikachu heads.
So you can catch Pokemon in Pokemon Smile. You can catch Pokemon in Shuffle, and you can catch quote unquote catch Pokemon in Cafe Mix. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay. The saving grace. After this presentation, I'm sorry. not this presentation, it was in the same presentation. We got I'm so excited. We finally got a reveal of a new Pokemon Snap game titled New Pokemon Snap. It's it's Pokemon Snap 2. It's every like I Pokemon Snap was always one of those Pokemon Snap was always one of those dream sequels that I had in my head. Also with Pokemon Stadium 3, I still don't think we're gonna get that or anything similar to that because to put what like 900 Pokemon in the game as free rentals
Yeah.
and like fully modeled and moves, and it's not gonna happen. But Pokemon Snap 2 or a sequel was always something that I just like in my head. I was like, this is perfect. Like even honestly, I expected it to be released during the Wii U era. Um, it seemed like obvious that the gamepad could utilize the camera in some way, like and Nintendo loves doing that. So
I'm,
it seemed like a no-brainer, but they didn't. But we finally got one, and the water in that game made Nate very angry.
I am pissed off, dude. I am so pissed. I don't understand.
Let it out, man. Let it out.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna say this, right? Personally, like if I were to like rank what my wants are in a game, graphics aren't like anywhere like near the top. I'm not really big on graphics. However, comma, what I am really upset about is that when Pokemon Sword and Shield was being developed, right? They had said, "Listen, we have such like limited hardware that we're sorry, or we're trying to make this look as good as possible. We're sorry." You can't tell me that they made a game on the same hardware that looks so much goddamn better than the overworld in Sword and Shield.
but
And,
Nate, but Nate, all those animations, dude.
but what animations?
But Nate,
No,
it's a lot of Pokemon.
what Pokemon was 400? It's just and then we'll talk about we'll get into this later about the expansion pack. So I'll save it for that. But it's just I'm so pissed off that they literally watered down Sword and Shield, and then they make they show me Pokemon Snap, and I'm really excited for Pokemon Snap because that's just banger. That's just banger game, right? I love that fucking shit. But like you can't. I'm just really pissed off because like they showed us what they can actually do on the fucking hardware, and they just use like really like shitty excuses to basically say, listen, we're just gonna release this game because we need money. I love money. I love money. We need to meet our quota of a Pokemon game every year. Here it is. Oh,
Yeah, like he said, we'll get into it later, but it's interesting to see two different companies tackle the same franchise. I mean, and we kind of saw this with Let's Go, right?
Yeah.
And like that's kind of the biggest question mark of like where did it go? Like why did Sword and Shield end up in the way that we got them? Because then like I don't know. I guess I'll save that spiel for when we get to it later. But this was kind of bittersweet for me too, where like I fucking love the original Pokemon Snap. I didn't play it too much, but like the little that I did and the little that I've seen, like I'm all about that stuff, and it's really cool, right? And more power to the people that have been waiting for this for like 2 decades. As a Kingdom Hearts fan, I feel you. So yeah, like this is kind of a tough one because it kind of calls into question a lot of the stuff that the devs have been saying, and I don't know. We'd have to wait for more information because the little that we do know about the new Pokemon, like we don't know how many Pokemon are going to be on there. We don't know how many regions you're going to get, so we'll see. But as of right now, it's kind of a really interesting kind of kerfuffle that they've put themselves in.
Yeah, I need to temper my expectations though, because I have like, rose tinted glasses thinking about Pokemon Snap on 64. It's a very short game. You can beat it in 2 hours, 3 hours.
I never beat it.
Damn.
Not long. There's like 12 levels, including the secret like Rainbow Mew level. And yeah, it's not a very long game, so
Did you say
that
Rainbow
you know,
Mew?
no, it's Mew. So the final level is this rainbow cloud place in space, and you
Oh,
see Mew,
holy
and you have to,
shit.
So you
yeah,
didn't beat it either, my friend.
yeah, you have to like get, because you can't take pictures of Mew when he's in his bubble. You have to get him out of the bubble so that he doesn't reflect your like camera. I don't know. I don't know like the explanation as to why you have to get him out of his bubble, but if when he's in his bubble, you can take pictures of him. When you get him out of the bubble, you can, and that's basically all it is. Like Mew is the final boss of Pokemon Snap,
Oh, and you
and you
just
can get
like
to it in a very short amount of time. So, like, I I'm happy that this is even a thing. I can't imagine it's going to be a $60 experience because there's only so much you can do with the idea of Pokemon Snap. It's an on rail shooter that's not a shooter. you um They're probably
Hey,
gonna be like, it's probably gonna be a social aspect or something, but
hmm.
you're underestimating Nintendo's greediness.
oh no, yeah, they charge $60 for Crafted World. I should know better.
Dude,
I'm
the
so
one the
Bruh.
the one two switch thing, man.
Oh, what? You don't want to spend $40 on 51 classic games like Moncala and
Is that $60?
I think it's 40?
Oh, cause I'm not gonna talk crap about that game because I actually kind of want, I kind of want it. It's like every board, every like table like board game you could play in a social space is
40
on that
bucks. It's 40
thing.
bucks.
I think it's perfect, and you don't to get it like get any other experience outside of that. It's like a self-contained set of games you can play with. I like the idea of it.
Would rather play Club
I just,
Penguin.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, um, after the 617 presentation, we got word that there was going to be a second one, and they were going to be teasing another big project. And the 24th rolls around, and the presentation starts. We finally get the announcement, and it's
Drum roll, please.
League of Legends.
Wait, what?
It is Pokemon Unite. It is a 5v5 MOBA starring Pokemon. I cannot state this any clearer. It is watered down League of Legends with Pokemon. Like I don't even know where to. Okay, I can.
Pokemon League of Legends.
There's a lot
Let's
to
go.
unpack. So let me, real quick. I think the biggest problem here is kind of what I come back to with most of the disappointment surrounding a lot of the like Pokemon, or like I guess Nintendo related, whether it's trailers or a direct or something. Nintendo kind of does like a weird job at setting expectations. To be clear though, we as a fan base do an awful job at maintaining expectations too. So there's like equal parts blame. In this instance though, this one's kind of on Nintendo. And like it's hard cuz when you come out and you say, "Hey, we're going to place a completely different presentation a week from now." And it's a big project. The first thing that comes to mind is either a follow-up to Sword and Shield or a remake for a previous gen that hasn't previously been remade, or like a port of a remake or something. You know what I mean? Like that in my head is a big project for Pokemon, right? Not a spin-off game. Like if you were to if we were to like rewind 10 years and you were to tell me like, oh, like Pokemon's got like a crazy big project that's coming soon, and then like a week later you reveal Pokemon Ranger, I'm not gonna go crazy over Pokemon Ranger, right? Like I'm oh cool, you little Beyblade and you spin it around.
That's a banger.
No, I fucking love it.
That's
I
shame.
love those games. Love Pokemon Ranger, but like I don't know. Yeah, this one's a weird one because it's just like the expectations were set at a level. I can't really speak to like what, but the fact that they hyped it the way that they did is kind of, I think, why people, this game Pokemon Unite looks cool as hell. I'm probably gonna play it. I it's really sad that it was like this announcement should have been part of that initial presents. I don't see why there had to be a week between this and why it had to be like built up as like some completely separate thing. It's interesting.
I have two things to say about that. I'm gonna counter and say that it doesn't look super cool. I am very, because the towers are not even towers. They're just scoring it. You don't have to do anything to take the tower out aside from it's like it's all the engagement of you know Call of Duty domination. Call of Duty domination just in a MOBA setting. I watched that reveal twice and I still don't exactly know how it works. You can heal yourself in your tower. Like, okay, imagine if in League of Legends, in your tower you can just heal, so you never have to go back to base, and you like just stay there the entire time. And like that doesn't. I don't. Are there any other MOBAs where you can heal in your tower at all?
Not that I
think-
know. No.
I think this is stupid. Genesis did have that mechanic. It's dead, but Genesis did have that mechanic.
That's why it's dead.
Because you can heal in your tower. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Pokemon Unite, take the healing mechanic out. The jungle is a curve. The jungle is a curve, and the camps just I don't. I'm gonna play it because like sheer morbid curiosity, but I don't like the map layout. I am not interested in the way the towers function. And while the score system is a new take on how to win in a MOBA, I don't know if I'm gonna like it as much as just taking the Nexus out, taking the core out. So I'm cautiously pessimistic about it.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like even if the score even if you don't like the scoring thing at the end, like on how to win, maybe Pokemon can like say, because I'm pretty sure they have to be. I mean, like they have to be aware that people are gonna relate this to League of Legends, right? It's like
Well-
impossible.
Well, so
They,
like,
they already know, because the
Right,
thing is
so-
that the company that's helping them make this is Tencent, and Tencent
Yeah.
does own League, like
Yeah.
like owns it, like
So what I was trying to say was like maybe there could be like a switch or like a toggle between like how to like on games on how to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like different modes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Imagine Earth and Pokemon Unite.
I can't.
Game
Charizard
Guard.
spamming flamethrower.
Can't wait.
Games are night shooting everybody. And, yeah.
I'm so the company working on this has previously worked on COD Mobile, which is really interesting, and a few other ones. Going off of Call of Duty Mobile's microtransactions, I am really, really interested to see what we're going to be charged for in this game.
Free
Yeah,
to
just
start,
whether-
baby.
They're
Free to
disgusting.
start.
Whether
They're disgusting. Microtransactions in COD Mobile are gross.
yeah, they're really invasive. So I'm really curious as to how, because Nintendo kind of infamously has turned, like, I think it was something to do with, I think it's the Fire Emblem game or the other one, Dragalia, I think is what it's called.
It's Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem Heroes Pass, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, there's the Heroes Pass one, and then with Dragalia, they I think there was like a report that came out a few years ago that was like, oh, we could be making like way more money, but Nintendo put their foot down and they were like, no, we don't want to monetize in that way because like it's harmful. So I'm curious if that thought process. I mean, obviously with Fire Emblem, it's a completely different story. I don't know why, but so I'm curious. Like, are they going to charge us for like shinies? Are they going to charge us for like your spawn animation or your like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you
Oh,
what do you charge
sure.
for here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
shinies are definitely going to be like a skin.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably charge for them.
I don't.
Pay
I don't.
$4.99 to unlock the fire monsters.
Right. Yeah. $15.99 for a Mega Evolution.
I don't know what's going on. I don't like when I like after the first presentation, I heard they were making the big, they were gonna tease another big project. In my mind, I was like, okay, well, at the moment they're focused on Sword and Shield expansion packs, so there's no way they're gonna release a new game while they're still finding making DLC for Sword and Shield. So I was really wondering like what like they were gonna make, like what was this big project? Is gonna be a I had a feeling it was gonna be a spin-off, but I was hoping more in the realm of like Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness on the GameCube, like it was like some other third party spin-off game that was gonna like really excite me. And then they show me Pokemon Unite, and even as a really big fan of League of Legends, I just didn't know what the fuck was going. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I don't know what the fuck they like. I don't know like who like up in Nintendo land decided to think this was like a good idea. Um, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. I'm not interested at all. I think the game, I like. It's just like, why am I gonna play a very, 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 very watered down version of a game I already play now?
Right.
Because
That,
they obviously like Pokemon is obviously trying to get like go into like the MOBA fan base. Like this is like there's no way that like Pokemon Company was like, "Hey, let's show this to our actual fan base now and see if it goes well." Cuz like I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what they're doing.
So
I don't know what to expect, and it's just I'm like 0 out of 10. Like, please give me back that presentation.
So I heard a really interesting take from someone in the Pokemon community that was like, oops, um, like, hey, this actually isn't for, like this was tailor made for the Chinese community because Pokemon isn't big in China and they want to reach that audience, which is why they teamed up with Tencent because Tencent has the pedigree with Riot or with League and Timmy Studios with COD Mobile and all of that stuff. And MOBAs are pretty big over there. So yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. I would say probably maybe I support that line of thought.
So I think Nate got it like correct. Because I have an uncle that works at Nintendo. I have an uncle that works at Nintendo, and he said, we're gonna try to water this down so that we can dilute all the salty asses at League." So.
yeah, from a business perspective, I get it. But what Nate said follows into the second thing that I wanted to say, which is I think it's a problem that the best thing that we could ask for from the Pokemon Company are just remakes, things that we already played,
Sure.
either like
Yeah.
further expansions to mainline Pokemon games or remaking, Johto for the sixth time.
Let's go, Johto. Let's go, Johto.
See, and people like in that like it's just it's a cycle, and I think they know that. I think they know that all they have to do to quell the adult fan base of Pokemon is just throw a Diamond and Pearl port on Switch and remaster it, and then people are gonna stop crying for the next
10 years.
year. Yeah, it's like give us remakes of this, and even I'm guilty of that too. Like I want to play the Johto games in every possible generation in any way that I can because I hold Johto very close to my heart because it's the generation that I grew up with. I mean, I grew up with Kanto, but I think Johto was like where I was in my prime with Pokemon
Gen 1
as an
gang.
interest. Gen,
Gen
what?
2, baby. Gen 2 all the way.
Ugh.
Gen 2 is my fave gen, and I like it. That'll like never change. I have too many. I have too much nostalgia like wrapped up in that to ever think different. But yeah, like the MOBA was something. That was like a joke guess for me because Nate and I were talking like before it even before the presentation where they revealed it, and
We made that joke. Pokemon.
yeah, literally like it was a joke guess, and then they actually went and did it, and then it's like, I mean, okay, if we had they heard us, and it happened, but
Now you know better than to joke.
yeah,
I'm so
joke about
sorry.
Pokemon anymore.
I and then like I want to like I want to say in the terms like like the remakes like I I mean I'm one of those Pokemon fans, right? I love remakes. One of my favorite my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and I really hate to say this, actually Pokemon Heart Gold. Like those remakes were like the top. Like that was like man, I love this fucking Pokemon game because not only was it a region that I my favorite region of all time, like they did it so well. You know, they allow Pokemon to follow you. They just really like they it was there that they showed us, right? Because like that's what they could that was their like potential like in terms of remaking games. Because like Fire Red Leaf Green, they were okay. They weren't the best, but they were okay. And then they released Johto. However, I will have to say that I was very disappointed in the third gen remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Those remakes were actually very lackluster, and then not to mention they even took out like the biggest thing Gen 3 probably came out of Gen 3, which is probably like the Emerald Battle
You're
Frontier.
fucking
Like
insane.
like they acknowledged it in the game because you would go and like there would be a little sign in like the little island and being like Pokemon Frontier coming soon, and they never did anything with it. So like they even acknowledged that the Pokemon Frontier was like that existed, and they didn't port it over. Not to mention, like I said, the story was lackluster. The whole while it looked pretty, it was still just eh. It was just eh. So when it comes to like those remakes, like the like Diamond and Pearl remakes, I want Diamond and Pearl remakes, right? But I'm also very skeptical because I'm just like, I also really like Diamond and Pearl, and coming from like the Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire remakes, I don't. I'm scared for them to even touch it. So I'm at, I want to say that I'm in like in this limbo with Pokemon at the moment. That I'm just like, I don't know what I want from them, but whatever they're showing me right now is definitely not making it any better. And that's and I'm really upset. I'm really sad.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I mean your thoughts are echoed amongst the wider community of Pokemon fans who grown up playing this game. And this isn't really the first time. This is it's like a love hate relationship at this point. Um, you know, y'all were around for the national Dex situation last year. Um, it completely soured most, if not all, early impressions of Sword and Shield before they even released.
Yeah.
It was toxic.
Yeah.
To not like without exaggeration, about the conversation surrounding Pokemon were toxic. It was really bad. It was a terrible time to be a Pokemon fan.
Shoutouts to
During the
Treegate.
I'm sorry.
So shout outs to Treegate. It all started with that tree that had really low quality.
The Ocarina of Time tree.
Mm,
God. Sword and Shield was a slap to my face. It really was. And like
so weird.
I remember I was like on board for Sword and Shield cuz like here's my thought process at the time, right? You know, it's like they said, well, we can't add all the Pokemon. And I mean, fair, right? There's over like 900 Pokemon in a game, and they were like, we want to like remove the national decks so that we're able to kind of like lower down, focus more on uh the newer decks and you know, kind of like focus on these small amount of Pokemon, and that's really about it. And I was on board with that, and the other reason I was on board with that it actually goes back to Generation 7. So Generation 6 and 7, if you look at like how those games were made, you would realize that the amount of new Pokemon to returning Pokemon was like very very off. Like we had like 60 some new Pokemon,
Is that
including the evolutions
Sun and Moon and
and X and Y.
yeah, okay.
Like if you look at it, their like their regional dex was extremely small, and they brought back all the old Pokemon, right? So coming into Sword and Shield, I was like, I want more original Pokemon. I want a bigger regional dex. I'm not really too concerned about the national dex as a whole, right? And will I say they delivered on that? Uh, they tried. I will give them credit that they did make a lot more original Pokemon, and I was kind of happy about it. However, right? What they're doing now, and I see it in like these expansions. I guess this is a really good segue into like the Sword and Shield expansion packs that are coming out. I see it in these expansions. They're releasing the national decks anyway. They're they're releasing Pokemon from the original from the game that aren't in Sword and Shield into the expansion packs. That's one of the selling points. Returning Pokemon. So like the question just begs: if you're just gonna release the Pokemon anyway, why don't you just release it out the get go?
Money.
And like it question and the answer comes from the fact that the game just runs like shit. The game just runs like fucking crap. Like the overworld, like the wild area, like the one of the big things they promoted, that shit runs on like 5 frames online. Like because of all the Pokemon that are spawning out. They just didn't optimize the game to do that, but they're still doing it. They're still adding all these fucking Pokemon. They're still adding all these returning Pokemon, and like I have to pay. I have to pay $30 for returning Pokemon. Just essentially, that's $30 to have my old Pokemon return. That's really about it. I got Galarian Slowpoke. Oh shit! Oh fuck!
I think there's
$30.
there's definitely something to be said about the inclusion of the national decks. And I guess this just goes back to expectations with the Pokemon Company. It's kind of going back to what Beth was talking about with like the expectations of like, oh, it's really sad that the most that we expect them to do is roll around for a few years and like shit out Let's Go, and then like Let's Go is a like really good game. Like I went in with not high expectations, and I was like, oh shit, like this is actually really cool.
Kind of a banger.
Yeah. So I think the combination of like having Let's Go come out and then seeing Sword and Shield be like, God, such a weird. I mean, yeah, with all the performance problems, the lack of the national decks. Most Pokemon games, I haven't played a game. I played through Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon, but I skipped Gens 5 and 6. So you can probably speak to this better than I can, Nate. But most games, outside of the really recent ones like Sun and Moon, and Sun and Moon eventually brought them back, but most games bring back most of the Pokemon from previous generations in sort of their entirety, and B, most of the previous mechanics, in the form of whether it's Mega Evolutions. Actually, Mega Evolutions is kind of the only one, right? Am I missing one outside of Meg? Because Gigantamaxing is
And-
Sword and Shield. Was there?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm missing another one.
No, Mega Evolutions and Z moves. But
Z
shit
moves,
about
yeah,
Z
but that was
moves.
Sun and Moon, yeah. So most of the previous iterations had come with all of that stuff packaged, but Sword and Shield, and to boot, most of those games had a really extensive post game, which is what Nate has been talking about, right? Like whether it's Battle Frontier, whether it's the Emerald,
The Emerald Battle
the
Frontier,
Owl,
Diamond and Pearl had this like this like extensive island that Platinum
right?
and
Yeah,
Diamond and Pearl wasn't there, but in Platinum they made like an entire post
I
game like
remember
out of
that.
it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
and the fact that what, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. As a like, I was a lapsed Pokemon player. I had come from not. I'd skipped gens 5 and 6, and then I came back in Sun and Moon, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm feeling this. You know, like Ultra Beasts are really cool. Z moves are really actually badass. I dig the hell out of Z moves. And then you just go to Sword and Shield, and it's like, oh, cool. Well, here's Pokemon. Look at the pretty little open world thing. You guys have been yelling about open world for a while. Isn't that cool? And I'm like, I guess there's like is it's kind of a weird half step. Like, yes, the open world does feel cool as hell, and to like randomly see like a Machoke running around and like a Doduo like minding its own business, all of that stuff. Seeing Pokemon how I had always envisioned it as a kid was really cool. But like they just trimmed all the fat. Like there was no, the post game was like you could do the Elite Four again, which is you can do that in every game. Um, the I guess the like post game technically was the raids, which like okay, maybe what they did in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon was actually really cool when they made that like Ultra Beast dimension, and you would go back and like fight like previous villains and like catch previous legendaries and stuff. Like that stuff was really cool. I don't know why you wouldn't bring that back in some form. I don't know. And then with the DLC too, like that, yeah, I mean it's exactly what we've been talking about. Like it's really weird that and they've even come out and said like been pretty clear about it, like, oh, there's too many, like the animations are like there's too many of them. Oh, like I don't know. My personal expectations for the first iteration of Pokemon on a console, like a home console, were pretty high because the excuse that we had gotten for years was like, oh, the hardware can't handle all those animations and stuff. So like, I don't know. It's weird.
I completely skipped Sword and Shield, so um, I feel for all the people who were let down by, the actual game itself. But I had a feeling that that it wasn't going to meet expectations by any stretch, so I just chose to avoid it entirely. But yeah, I really want them to do something like I want them to um, improve upon the core game. It looks like I mean, I haven't seen how the game looks on a TV, but
doesn't look any better.
it looks like an enhanced
An
like
enhanced
PS.
version of the shitty of the shitty graphics.
Yeah, I love Pokemon so much. I think I always will, and I think that's our core issue with it is that we're so attached to the series that it's hard to just pick up and leave. But Pokemon Smile was
Was the one that did it in for you?
do it in for me, but it was like it was me catching the message of them saying like, yeah, we don't care. But think about it, like they did that at like 7 a.m. our time. Pokemon Smile was reviewed at 7 a.m. our time. What toddlers, what 6-year-olds, what children are gonna wake up at 7 a.m. to watch a I don't know.
You'd be surprised.
You wake up
Yeah,
at
maybe.
7 a.m. for school, and then you watch your anime. You watch
You
your
watch a
SpongeBob.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I believe that the core issue that the Pokemon Company is having right now is actually one man and one man alone. And I listen.
Wow.
I'll always say this, right? There's two people in the world that have done me so dirty, and that's Tetsuya Nomura
Preach, preach.
and
Yeah.
Junichi
I
Masuda.
feel you.
Junichi Masuda, there have been so many stories that have been coming out about this man. This man has been on every Pokemon game since it started, really. Junichi Masuda is the type of guy who is like, I want this done, and I want this done at this time. And so a lot of people, that have come out about in the Pokemon Company have stated, and this is just people coming out. There's no really like proof behind it, but honestly, from like seeing like what like the Pokemon couple what's been coming out of Pokemon lately, I'm really like tend to believe it. Juichi Masuda wants to release a Pokemon game every year. That's his like main goal, and he doesn't care how it's done. He just wants it released. And the problem is that when you have somebody who's like that's like control like at the top seat, and like tell kind of force people to like below him to do that, you get this type of stuff, in my opinion. I feel like Pokemon, to kind of wrap things up here, I feel like Pokemon Sword and Shield and the expansion packs, I feel like they all could have been in one game. I feel like the expansion packs could have just been the post game for Sword and Shield, in my opinion, right? But I mean, it's
Right.
whatever. As of now, uh, I don't know what to expect from the Pokemon Company. I don't know what I want from them. And as someone who's grown up with Pokemon, I guess it just really sucks that, uh, something that I hold really dear to my heart is really fucking shitting itself now. And maybe it's time for me to kind of move on from that. I don't know. I'm just really sad.
Well, with that said, who you guys made in Pokemon Unite?
Obviously, fucking Charizard.
It's, Talonflame for me. That's such a weird decision to put Talonflame in the game.
Hey man, he was a beast when he first released in Gen 6, so I don't think it's anything awkward.
I want to main him solely for the fact that it's like
A
you have
bird.
all of these iconic Pokemon. No, it's like Gengar, Blastoise, Venusaur, Clefable, Lucario, Pikachu, and Talonflame.
Talonflame.
But okay, I did want to move into the second part of our Nintendo-centered conversation and talk about Smash Brothers. This is very important, and I did want to preface because that has been pretty hard to swallow. The decision to talk about Smash Brothers was made prior to the week of sexual misconduct allegations within the community. It's been difficult to be a Smash player, and I just wanted to say our thoughts are with the victims, and I can only hope our remaining influencers can help pick up the pieces and push us forward. Smash is, of course, more than the figureheads, though. It's all of us. It's a game we bonded over. It's a game. This game is Smash is the reason why our friend group exists.
Yep.
Pretty much.
It started with Smash,
Yeah.
Yep.
and yeah. So it's put all of us in a weird place where this game that we are really attached to has such a stain on it now. But yeah, I did want to mention that prior. I don't want to, hang too hard on it. I didn't want to, about the actual content of the game, but I think it was important that we acknowledge it.
Oh yeah.
So with that, uh, moving into the Smash portion, Min Min recently came out. Well, she's been out for what, like it's like 2 weeks. What, like
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
feels like 2 weeks, if not a week. Yeah, she has, I think for the most part, been welcomed with open arms.
Oh well, this is your.
Welcome with open
I did
arms.
not. I did not
Weird.
mean to.
Look,
I did
look,
not
look.
mean to make.
Got him.
I'll say this.
Be here all week.
Uh, there-
I did not
This is
mean
gonna
it
be the
that
next.
time.
This is gonna be the next 45 minutes of this.
so I think she was welcomed with arms more open wide than we thought
Yeah,
they would be.
I mean, after being burned so hard with Byleth,
I hate Byleth.
Okay.
Next week is our Byleth complaint episode.
right.
Fuck.
After the
It's like 2 episodes right there.
Byleth debacle,
Oh,
like that was like a really weird time. And then after, and again, like this one's been a weird one too, where like they just randomly during a direct were like, oh, by the way, we're announcing the Smash character. The next one's gonna be in ARMS. I'll see you in June. And we're like, what?
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, we could only have assumed it was because of COVID.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
Probably.
think
Yeah.
I don't think in any other situation they would have done it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
They would have just
Absolutely.
been like, Nintendo Direct happening.
Yeah.
I think that's why there was so much initial pushback. Well, because the reveal was terrible. The reveal was not on any level comparable to a DLC reveal.
Min Min or Byleth?
No, I'm sorry, Min Min.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, who we know now to be Min Min.
Right.
At the time, it was just, this is going to be an ARMS character, and they're
And
coming
you're
out. It could be anyone, and that was probably the lamest, like.
They showed us the
series-
entire arms roster.
Yeah, the lamest like series of like speculation, because it went from like, oh, who, like, is it gonna be Crash Bandicoot? Is it gonna be Sora? Are we getting Master Chief? Like Steve from Minecraft? Like Glover? Like it turned from, you know, what
Shut up.
character are we getting, to
It's Min.
what ARMS character are we getting? And it's like, oh, it's Springman because he's the mascot. Oh, it's Ribbon Girl because Springman's an SS trophy, but Ribbon Girl's a me costume. And,
So
you know,
yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword too, because them announcing it was an ARMS character led to a lot of really interesting conversation of like, well, if it's Springman, then that debunks the whole assist trophy thing. But if it's any other
one.
it's any other one, that debunks the whole like spirits thing.
Spirit.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of
yeah. Well, Min Min debunks the
Spirit.
notion that Spirit cannot be a DLC character. So, Gino.
But that's
coming.
always been debunked. I've always said this since the release.
oh god.
They have a Wii Fit
No.
trainer female
No.
and K Rool as a spirit.
God.
They're both characters in the
Yeah,
game.
Just don't,
Okay,
please.
fair enough.
Then we have to listen to the Gino thing.
So we.
I love Gino. I want Gino. God damn it.
Oh my
Hey,
Please,
Gino,
God.
what supporting evidence is there that Gino is going to get in the Gino?
Absolutely nothing.
What about the music thing?
Yeah, but you know what? They've been releasing me costumes with music.
Yeah. Do y'all wanna open up on that music thing? I don't want the listeners to be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I guess to elaborate, there is like confirmation that that Nintendo got the rights to the song "Beware of the Forest Maze," which is like kind of like Gino, like quote unquote Gino's theme. That's the song they know Gino the most with because you meet Gino in the Forest Maze. So and he's the one that helps you out over there. So yeah,
It's a fucking shame he won't be in Smash then.
sad, right?
Wasted all that money.
I will say that when they first said that it was gonna be an ARMS character, I had already guessed it was gonna be either Min Min or Twintel, only because those are the two most popular characters. At least I thought, right? In reality, the two most popular characters were like that ninja dude and Min Min. But Min Min was overall like the most popular like ARMS character because they did win. Like I remember Nintendo had an entire like competition to determine who was like the best like most popular ARMS character, and Min Min Juan. So like
Yeah.
I was like, it has to be because like Ribbon Girl is like considered the poster girl, but then Min Min came out and was
No.
like, everyone was like, who the fuck is Ribbon
No,
Girl?
you clearly didn't watch the direct. Sakurai said that everyone is the main character. Okay?
Yeah. What does Sakurai know?
Yeah, what does that guy know? Nothing. Whole bunch of nothing. Still hasn't put Sora in Smash. Please put Sora in Smash, God.
So we had a lot of reason to believe that the reception of the Arms character was going to be pretty negative. I don't think they could have picked like a more opportune time to, because we had just gotten Byleth and everyone was like, "Oh, we're getting 6 more characters, and Doom Guy's finally coming to Smash. Hell yeah!"
Ah.
And not only did we not get the character, but we know that the character is going to be from like their first party, one of their least popular first party
Or yeah.
titles to date. I cannot think of
You'd be surprised. They made numbers. It sold numbers.
I would just love
Dylan's
to.
Rolling Western. Like, is that what that game's called?
Sakurai has said multiple for both actual DLC packs that in both instances he was given a short list by Nintendo and he was told to pick the characters from that short list. So I would love to see that list, because if he chose Min Min out of everybody on there, like I just
You got problems.
yeah, I like, are we gonna get Putt Putt next? Like
Putt.
like Garfield?
Are you saying the short list? Because so Sakurai said that the creator of Arms, the
Told
creator
them
of
he wants
Arms,
Min Min.
Some guy,
creator
yeah.
of Arms.
he pretty much just said that, like, no, I just want Min Min in the game. Put her in the game.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because
the way
Sakurai wanted Ninja Man, if you remember correctly.
the way that
Yeah.
he explains the situation, it kind of sounds like Nintendo just put Arms, and like Sakurai's like, well, I don't know what the hell to do with this, so I guess I'll just put that
Yeah,
cool looking ninja dude in there.
And then the creator's like, I want Min
He's
Min.
like, actually,
I
this
want Min
this
Min.
Min Min lady's actually really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably would have seen a little less enthusiasm if it would have been Springman. I know I would have been a little less enthused.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like so happy we have like a female DLC character,
Finally.
and she's really cool.
What are you talking about? Violet is female.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Well, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. But you know what I mean? Like there isn't a male Min Min. It's just her.
Yeah.
Someone could play like 3 houses and not be female Byleth ever.
Yeah.
Right? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the like Android 16, 17 argument in fighters, right? Like, is that really like a standalone fighter? Anyway.
Yeah. But I would have been happy with Twintel. Or what's that candy? That candy character's
Oh,
name?
Lolly something.
The clown girl?
Lolly.
Lala.
Lollapalooza? I don't know.
No. Lolly, like
Lolly. Lollipop.
Lollipop. She looked. I
Yeah,
like
I was
colors.
like, that's clean. It's a clean ass like a
I
character.
don't know who that is.
I
But
wanted
she's really
the-
colorful and I like pretty colors, so I would have been happy with her. But yeah, like her, Toontail, or Min Min, are perfectly fine. And we got Min Min, and I'm satisfied.
You don't want
Actually,
Min Min.
Would have
I mean, you don't want
preferred
Twintel.
the flubber guy.
You
The
wouldn't have
the-
wanted.
DNA
the
Man,
goo?
I think. Yeah, flubber.
Why wouldn't I have wanted Min Min?
No, not Min Min. Twintel.
Oh, why?
Because Twintel's special thing is time, and we all know what happened the last time they added a character with a time mechanic back in Smash 4.
Don't. Don't.
Yeah, too bad they left her. They left Bayonetta in Smash 4. It's weird that that's the only character Sakurai decided not to bring over, but anyway.
Crazy.
Well, he did, and then he saw Leo beat the shit out of Ridley, and he was like, I can't let that happen anymore.
I'm taking
He
Bayonetta
really
out.
is too big.
So she's out now, and impressions are all over the place. I don't think for character-wise, I don't think a single person hates her. Like, I've not seen any poor reception of Min Min herself as a character. Her playstyle is a little different. There are people who are saying, she's she's broken, she's OP, and then you have other people saying like, no, she's so bad,
No.
and like she's a gimmick, and she's only going to be used in like casual Smash.
Hell
and
yeah.
16
As of
players.
today, I feel that.
I like her a lot. Before she even came out, I made the decision that she was going to be one of the DLC characters that I put more time in than others. I put the most time into Joker. Out of the DLC characters, I put the most time into Joker, and then Banjo. I played Hero, Terry, and Byleth for like minuscule amounts. I've been playing like a ton of Min Min, and I like it's so unique. It's not like it really is not like anything that we've ever seen in this game. Like you know the whole anime trope of like, you know, you have a really strong villain or like something's really strong, and the whole reason that a new like character being introduced is cool is because like they're now stronger than what was previously the strongest thing. That is Smash with character ranges. Remember when we thought Corrin's like side smash was like just the craziest thing, like the farthest thing we've ever seen a character
Yeah.
like attack from.
Yep.
Shulk.
So
When Shulk got revealed for Smash 4, I was like, oh my god, that side smash is so long. And then we got Corrin, and then we got oh my god, Min Min outclassed Byleth's whole entire archetype.
I'm so pissed off about
well,
it,
Hero
dude.
too.
Byleth,
Like
Sakurai called Byleth the
Distance
demon.
demon.
Hero too.
The
Like
distance.
Hero, we always like from the spell list and all that. Like the initial reactions to that spell list were, and Thwack were,
Whack. Whack.
or not Thwack, Whack.
No, thwack. There's thwack and there's whack.
Which one's the one that just deletes you for no reason because Sakurai
Well,
hates
both.
fun?
So whack has a
Whack,
chance to.
It's Whack. Yeah.
Yeah, projectile that has a chance to do it. But the thing with whack is that one at a higher percentage has a higher chance. Whack is just random. Whack is just.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, if somehow after this we get a character that can hit from farther than Min Min, I won't even know what to say anymore. She can hit from across the stage with her amplified dragon.
Luffy from One Piece. He can just bam,
Oh my god, don't give them,
stretch across the.
Gomo gomo no.
do not give them idea. I don't want Luffy in this game.
No anime.
If we're getting an anime character, we're getting
Goku.
Ash Ketchum.
mm,
No Pokemon, just Ash.
well, what would he do?
He just throw Pokeballs at you.
He has a bike.
You
He has his bike. and he
Slice
gets
you with
struck
the-
by lightning for his final smash.
He slices you with the pins, the gym badges. He takes them out one by one and just starts tossing you like Game & Watch's sausage.
So I mean, what do you guys think of Min Min like as a playable moveset in Smash Brothers?
It's cool. I was one of the initial ones where I was like, I felt the same way about Min Min that I did about Splatoon. I was like, oh god, like another advertisement spot for a shitty Nintendo game. Like there's nothing she'll add or this ARMS character will add that will ever be interesting. Ate my words. That this is like one of the more interesting characters with really cool mechanics. I think the fact that she can change arms is really, really fucking cool. Her moveset is really cool, even though I hate the little dragon fire. Please, God, just delete it. No, yeah, but
With that or
no, her moveset's actually really badass. I'm really happy. He always seems to just surprise the hell out of you with how well he understands the translation from source material to Smash, and like every time you always get the character reveal, and you're like, how the heck? Like, no, this is just gonna be dumb. Like, we said the same thing for Bayonetta, I remember having a lot of conversations like, oh, well, she's just gonna shoot you a ton, like that's not gonna be anything interesting. And lo and behold, like Witch Time and her like giant weird hair smashes and all that stuff. So yeah, Cloud was another one where we were like, the hell, like what's that moveset gonna be? But again, like the dude's just he's struck lightning 4 times in a row for a reason.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Like you put it perfectly. It's like there are times where like I don't even think I know what I want. From this game, like as far as movesets and characters goes,
Yeah.
As displeased as I am with the existence of Byleth in this game,
Right.
I don't think they're an inherently bad character. They can do things that, they are not. They're another Fire Emblem character, but they're not a clone.
Yeah, right.
In any sense, moveset wise.
Chrom or Lucina.
Right, like Byleth like completely stands on their own as a character.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way with Min Min. I'm having like a lot more fun with her, and like it took Min Min coming out to. And he said this during the Terry live stream, but remember when he was like, whether or not a character is more fun to play is more important than, whether or not you know them. And I can agree with that standpoint, because I don't look at Mortal Kombat as, I need all my favorite characters to come back, or I think a better example would be Street Fighter. I have no attachment to Street Fighter. But when I play Street Fighter, I play the characters that have fun movesets, or that I find fun. And I don't know who Balrog is. I don't know who.
You would.
I like you wouldn't think that me of all people would be interested in like a ground based like boxing dude, but there's just something about like his playstyle that really meshes with me in Street Fighter. And I hold Smash up to this incredibly high standard when I really shouldn't. It is supposed to be a Nintendo game, and I think that may just be like a double-edged sword. We've gotten spoiled with third-party characters.
100%.
We've gotten Cloud. We've gotten Pac-Man. We've gotten Banjo. After all these years, nobody plays him.
Yeah.
But we have Banjo in the game now. We have. There's Sonic. Sonic. Like, if you remove all of the competitive hatred that Sonic has as a character, it's still amazing that Mario's longtime something like in Brawl, it was a huge deal that Sonic got to be a Snake. Snake came back.
Everyone is here, dude.
Sakurai worked some sort of dark magic to let Konami
seriously.
Konami let
Jesus.
Snake come back in his full form with all the music, Shadow Moses
Nerf the butt
stage. I'm not gonna trust that. Mega Man, everything, and it's Ken, Ryu, like it's insane. But
Joker, Terry. Like,
yeah, I remember in Smash 4 when they had first announced Roy and Ryu in the same day, and like my brain was still melting from Ryu being announced, but then they added Roy, and like my brain was leaking out of my ears. Like I couldn't handle the fact. And then they were like, "Oh, they come out today, by the way." Or was it him and Lucas?
Yeah.
It was Ryu and Roy, right?
So it was Ryu, Roy, and Lucas was released later.
Right. Yeah. So and it's like, how do you do it, man? You know what I mean? Like, what do you?
That was me for Cloud. Dude.
With Cloud too. Cloud was a massive one for me.
When I heard the Final Fantasy 7 music, I was like, "There's no fucking way, dude.
To the heavens.
There's no way."
Yeah. For sure.
It's incredible. I think Smash Brothers Ultimate is a miracle game. I think, like, you look at other games Nintendo charges $60 for. I don't think Smash Ultimate should be $60. Like, okay, because consider that we paid $60 for Smash. I mean, all of us here did. We paid for Smash Wii U.
I didn't pay for Smash.
We, oh, well, the three of us, me, Juan, and JP paid for Smash Wii U,
Yep.
and we bought Ryu and Roy and Lucas and Mewtwo and Bayonetta and Corrin, and then Ultimate Sakurai just said, no, pay the same amount. You get all those characters you paid for. You get all the DLC stages you paid for, and you get every character that's ever been in the game, and you get all these new characters
Yeah.
that haven't been like, and the music and not every stage is back. Like rip Pokefloats,
Please.
but like a ton of legacy stages, World of Light. I know
man.
Spirits isn't really like a loved mode, but you have to give him some. You have to understand how much other work was put into just like the rest of this game
Yeah.
and making it even possible. Um, I'm amazed that like Ultimate is like $60. You're getting a ton of content, for what you're paying for,
Yeah.
and yeah. So Sakurai, I have so much love and respect for Sakurai at this point. I mean, we've all played like every Smash Brothers game. Unless I think, right? I mean, we came from 64 for the
Safe
most part.
assumption, yeah.
Yeah, and Melee blew my mind when I was a kid when it came out. I thought Melee was it.
Yeah.
Melee was. I saw Bowser in the game.
Yep.
Like, oh my god.
I remember seeing Mewtwo, man. Oh god.
Yeah, getting me, and we didn't have the internet at the time, and Mewtwo was just something that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was playing a game, and the match ended, and then Mewtwo was revealed in the the character reveals were live
Yeah.
like in the game. And then right after that, Game and Watch was shown. I had no idea who that was, but I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to keep that energy for anything that is revealed going forward. I think Min really like we've been given enough. I think like if Nintendo wants to sort of run its like advertising gauntlet with the rest of the characters in Fighter Pass 2s and Soviet, I mean, I think Sakurai I trust Sakurai. I have no reason not to trust him.
Yeah.
For respecting the source material. I mean, you want to talk about respecting the source material? We can talk about the Terry reveal.
Yeah.
That man,
dude,
loves Fatal Fury.
Mm-hmm.
He loves King of Fighters. He loves He did not need to put all those cameos in the stage, but he did.
Yeah. The stage mechanics alone too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're competitive losers and never play on like casual forms of stages, but yeah, like the King of Fighters stage is like really cool and like unique.
I think it's hard because you, like we're saying, like you come from reveals like Snake, like Bayonetta, Cloud, characters that you tell yourself like, oh my god, like XYZ, like for me, right, perfect example, I guess, Sora, right, like I would kill a man to have Sora in Smash, but like the fact that someone else out there can come into this game and be like, oh, like hell yeah, I was like day one Min main, but no one plays ARMS anymore, but now I have a new home in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's really cool. And even then, now that I'm seeing it on screen too, with the Mii costumes too, like that's a whole different ballgame. Like we're getting Vault Boy, we're getting Cuphead, like characters that we got Sans, like characters we've been memeing on for so long that like we just never thought would ever become a character. At the very least, Sakurai is listening and saying, hey, you know what? I would love to be a fly on the wall for those conversations, but I imagine it's something like, I don't think either they weren't on the list, the short list that he was given, or B, it's just not feasible for me to make a like moveset out of that, because that already either like A, that already exists, or B, it's not interesting. So someone like Cuphead or Vault Boy or
Sure.
who's the other one? Sans. I literally just said it.
Yeah.
At the very least, I'll include them in the custom character in the form of the Mii costumes, right? So it's crazy how much like we are catered to. Kind of the opposite of the Pokemon crowd, right? Like Sakurai is a guy who probably spends his time in the Reddit threads, in the Game Facts forums, if those still exist, in the NeoGAF forums. Like he's probably someone that's like, you know what, the community wants this. Let me at least make some sort of attempt, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to see something like Byleth and think, oh god damn it, but like this is something that Sakurai worked months, if not years, right? And like it's not someone that we want, right? Or I want, because I want Sora. That's the end all be all. Like if you put Sora in the game, literally we'll never ask you for anything ever again, Sakurai. That's besides the point. But yeah, so I don't know. It's hard to for characters like Byleth and Min to for me to look at those and be like, damn, hell yeah, like another interesting character with a different moveset, with a different interpretation of what it means to be a character in Smash and what they could bring to the table and mix up this game where like Mega Man can totally fight Ridley. And that's like the stuff of fan fiction.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even mention Ridley. Like I completely went over the fact that we never thought we'd see Ridley in this game. We didn't think we'd see
ever,
K-Rool in
yeah.
this game.
Banjo,
K-Rool, we got K-Rool. Simon Belmont
dude.
is in this game and has tons of music and has a really cool stage. And man, I'm re-hyping myself about Smash Brothers. I love Smash Brothers. Yeah, what moving along, what do you guys personally think we will see in the fighter pass going forward?
Wow.
We can go in an order. Juan.
So,
oh no.
where's my pink gold Mario? You know what I mean?
The Goku of Smash Bros.
Pink gold, baby. Baby Mario, where's baby?
Okay,
Baby Mario, where's my baby Misfire, bro?
Oh my
Well,
god, shut
stop
up.
We'll do it like this. So, Juan, what character, name a character that you think will get in the fighter pass, and then what character do you want in the fighter pass?
Ooh.
Well, that's a difficult decision. Difficult question to answer for someone who really isn't picky. I mean, plus my character is already in the game. It's like on the face of the game, it's Mario. I've grown up with Mario all my life, and that's pretty much all on me. But when it comes to like characters that have been talked over in like forums and threads and whatnot, I think I think Minecraft Steve. I think Sakurai has the brains to give Minecraft Steve a pretty creative moveset. I mean, look at Min Min, dude. I would have never known that Min Min would have that moveset so quick and so full of range. Also, um, also on Joker, I would have never really known what his moveset would have been, and given it like a base chic moveset was the right move since he's built like that. So yeah, I think Minecraft Steve would be on my list. So saying Master Chief would be too much for me.
So Minecraft is the character that you want in the game, or you think will be in the game?
Once I guess, yeah, and that's I feel like he's a good candidate for being one of the rest characters. One of the characters in the rest of the thing. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Nate.
Okay. Well, It's like I said a little bit. I might have outbursted it, but of course, the character I've always wanted in this goddamn game will forever be fucking Gino. I'm sorry. I know that there's a very high chance he's not gonna be in the game, but you know, I could always dream, right? Um, so when it comes to who I think is gonna be in the in like the past, um, I think we're kind of done with having a full character pass that has third-party characters. I believe that we're gonna Nintendo's gonna kind of focus on their first party for the majority of this pass. So I believe we're getting a safe bet right here. I'm just gonna go safe. We're definitely getting Bandana D, bro. We're definitely
Oh
gonna
my
get Bandana
god.
D.
That's safe.
Yeah, what?
I
I'd bet you my
Uh,
next 2 paychecks that we are not getting Bandana D.
I'm just saying, you know, it's another Kirby rep for them. I kind of want more. I kind of want more representation for like the reps that have like the fewest like characters in my like Kirby. Let's see who else. I don't want another Pokemon. I don't want that fucking Cub Cub whatever the hell that
Oh,
shit is.
careful.
I don't want I don't want that plaguing my Smash Brothers game. So no Pokemon. Maybe another Metroid character. You know, maybe we get one of the hunters from like that Hunter game. The Metroid hunters
yeah,
be cool.
character
Uh,
development game.
yeah, but I think that they're kind of like gonna like hold off on the third parties until like the end of the pass. I think this majority of the characters are gonna be first party, in my opinion. But hey, I don't know. I already bought the season pass, so I guess I'll just get them when they released. But yeah, I really hope Gino gets in the game, and I wish they removed Byleth and add Edelgard or Hector to the game instead. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
GP.
Yeah, I also kind of gave it away, but the character I want is Sora. Please,
Sora.
please, God, I need that so bad. And don't even get me started on my like Charlie Day like rant on why it would be possible or cool or it needs to happen. Anyway, I think for who I think is gonna get in, I think another Microsoft rep would be a slam dunk. I think specifically Minecraft Steve. I'm gonna take a page out of Juan. I think Minecraft Steve is a total slam dunk. You just have so much to draw from, and he's got like
It'll be perfect.
yeah,
for the
like
boys and girls.
you'll bring in tons of kids, and then he's got you pick whatever the hell you want to be his moveset, and like no one would ever say, you know, you wouldn't hear a thing. But I think it's a two-way tie for me because I can't really choose. I think Minecraft Steve is total for sure, but I also think if not Minecraft Steve, I think Soul Calibur, a character from Soul Calibur, might get in.
Okay.
He's made it really clear that he wants this to be like the ultimate matchup. So reaching as I'm not as low, right? Because Fatal Fury is like really famous or was really famous, but reaching out to even Fatal Fury, I think it makes sense. Like he just wants this to be like the end all be all conversation ender of like what's the best crossover video game ever made? Smash Ultimate, because it has not only like random representation from just really well-known third-party franchises and Nintendo IP, but it's got like every fighting game character ever. And you can say what you want about Tekken with they got the Heihachi, but like in one shape or another, Heihachi's in the game. So I think a Soul Calibur character is like easy money. And please don't let it be Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu's in Soul Calibur and Tekken, so that's 2 in 1.
Yeah, so
Bro.
I would hope it's someone like Nightmare. Nightmare would be really cool.
How about this? Big Brain 2B. Oh.
That's No, because then
That's not big brain,
because then
that's-
if 2B gets in,
Mainstream.
Sora can't. Yeah.
And that's more of a guess
Yeah.
rather than a.
So, yeah.
Plus, isn't 2B already in?
2B's in Tekken and Soul Calibur, I think, right?
No, just Soul Calibur.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same game. Beth, what about you?
So I have everything I want. So I've like been sitting at like a 3-way tie forever. I also want Sora in the game. I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
like anywhere near as big a Kingdom Hearts fan as GP or Nate, but I like the. I'm gonna be honest. My attraction to Kingdom Hearts is the Disney characters, and I don't think we're ever gonna get Mickey Mouse in Smash Brothers. So like, I will settle for Sora, with his Keyblade that has the Mickey Mouse charm on it. I mean, I would be surprised if that even happened. Like the Mickey Mouse logo being in Smash at all has to be some sort of legal just spaghetti.
You said the same thing about Banjo.
Mhm.
And I mean, but we knew that Phil Spencer was open to it. We had a verbal um, confirmation from Bill Spencer that he would be open to Banjo being in Smash Brothers during the Smash 4. We've not heard peep from anybody involved with Kingdom Hearts or Disney on the status of Sora as a potential fighter. Aside from actually, I think Sakurai himself saying that. Didn't Sakurai kind of like soft deny Sora?
Oh yeah,
So-
I think I remember
That
that.
happened?
Did that?
Yeah.
That's so that's kind of dicey.
Oh my god.
But
So there are two sides to that.
Well,
well,
Um,
actually,
even if let's just say that Minecraft Steve and Sora were in the mix, right? I'm getting these two characters because for some reason this idea popped into my head that we're getting more characters with the drop down menu, and so can you imagine like Sora with like a drop down menu with like different
ooh,
you know?
speaking-
Oh,
Give
when
me-
you're,
give
when you're
me-
cycling through it, you hear the noises, the
Yeah.
moving noises.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Minecraft Steve,
cry,
you could
I'm
do
gonna
the
cry
same
so
thing
hard.
with like I don't know, like the
Crafting, dude, you
sword,
can craft.
the sword and like the pickaxe or like it's the shield.
if these
or
ideas sound cool to us, I can't imagine what Sakurai is coming up with.
Yeah, a really cool. No, it'd be really cool. Well, a big part of Sora's moveset are his summons and his links and his attractions. You definitely cannot have like Splash Mountain
I
in
think-
Smash Brothers either.
I think you save the attractions for a final Smash.
Still, that's a Disney copyright. Splash Mountain as a ride is a copyright.
So
Dude,
then you
okay, but
then you
I
do
said
the
I said if they were on the table.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not going into all that copyright
yeah.
bullshit.
I think
There's only
you
one
get
thing
yourself
I
into a
want
lot
from
of red
Sora.
tape if you do summons. So I think you stay away from that, and you probably do Dream Eaters.
Disney. Disney's like, you can have Chicken Little.
We won't budge on
Yo,
this. Only Mushu
all I
and Chicken
want
Little.
from Sora is Reflectica. That's all I want.
Stopra, you know.
Kiraga.
But like the Kingdom One stop animation. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
he just like neutral beam, like you
it's Haley
commit
Joel
to.
Osment's voice too. Like he's old.
It's his dream drop
Um,
distance where he's like a man, but he's trying to sound like young Sora.
Yeah, and he struggles a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
If he were in, if Sora were in Kingdom, oh, I still haven't even like given my actual. But hold
Yeah,
on,
what
really
about
quick.
you?
If Kingdom Hearts, if Sora was in Smash Brothers, what would his costumes be? One would obviously be his cage. Cage
they
two,
would-
Cage three.
They would
the
be his
limit
dry
forms.
forms, yeah.
Yeah, his dry forms. Valor, Master, Wisdom,
Maybe-
and
Do you think they would do
Final.
like a Riku Riku?
Seeing
Themed
I think
seeing
so.
Sora in
I
Riku's
think-
clothes would throw me for a loop, and I'd get actual whiplash. So no.
Well, I mean, I just mean like theme wise. You know, they kind of did that with Shulk.
Oh,
They themed Shulk after.
oh my
They themed
God,
Shulk
His
after.
white
theme
hair
party.
Sora.
So like he has like a Kyrie.
Xehanort Sora, bro.
Oh
Oh
God,
my
please.
god,
Oh
bro.
Lord Jesus. Dear Nintendo.
No, dear Nintendo, please give Sora a Donald Duck costume.
Oh, dude, yeah. Actually, scratch that. His final smash would just be Donald casting Zeta Flare.
Zeta
Oh my
Flare. Fun.
You just win the game after that.
I thought he died
yeah.
at that part. I was so sad.
Hey
I was
guys,
literally crying.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, bro. Fun
What?
little fact about Donald Duck and that Zeta Flare. In the entire like Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts universe, the only person who can cast Flare are like the
Oh,
gods and like Bahamut, which is
you're
like the
bringing
god,
that up.
Oh,
like the
yeah.
god about like gods of gods in terms of summons, right? The highest it goes up is to like Giga Flare, I believe.
Yeah. It's like
Giga Flare, which is like
Secret
the high.
Bahamut, I think.
I think it's Terra Flare. No, Terra Flare. Terra Flare is like the highest, like, like the strongest attack a Bahamut can do, and that's like the strongest version of Bahamut. Zeta Flare is like so much stronger that like in that universe, Donald Duck is the only being who has been able to cast that.
And subsequently
Therefore,
fucking died.
Donald Duck is the strongest mage in the entire like franchise.
That's amazing.
Beth,
Yeah.
what about you?
Sith Lord Jar Jar and
Scratch
God Mage
Sora
Jar
for
Oh my God.
Smash. Donald Duck for
Yeah.
Smash.
Too powerful.
Back when Kingdom Hearts 3 was like in everybody's ears, a lot of articles started bringing out like Kingdom Hearts related shit, and I think I read an article about that, and then I saw a video about that, and then I kept seeing more articles about it. So I, yeah,
Like-
I think it's pretty ingrained in me that Donald Duck is actually
Like, imagine Krillin using fucking Spirit Bomb. Like,
Ew,
without.
get that bald-headed bitch out of my.
Okay.
Beth, what about
Getting-
you?
Yeah, wrangling us back
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
So I don't want to steal JP's answer, so I'm not gonna. So just know that I do also like want Sora in the game. I want Crash Bandicoot in the game.
God, that'd be so cool.
He could have a Coco, alternate skin, in the way that Byleth has like female Byleth, or honestly, I think the gender change is only exclusive to Fire Emblem characters as of this far. But if they add Crash Bandicoot, like Coco would be such an easy alt, and I think it would tie everything together. We have Banjo from Microsoft, Mario from Nintendo, and Crash from Sony's side. Spyro would be fine too, but I think Crash just has a little more clout
Yeah.
between the two. I love Spyro, and I would love to play Spyro. But Crash, I've played more Crash Bandicoot games than I have Spyro games. I think that's why my vote stays there. My second would have been Steve, but Steve was also brought up. Steve with an Alex alt is also like super easy to do, and I would like it as well. But so for once, I would like Crash / Coco in the game. If I'm being realistic, and I'm attempting to make an educated guess about what we'll see.
Which you can't, but sure.
Yeah, of course. Like at the
God,
yeah,
that dude, man.
You can't predict Sakurai.
Stay frosty.
Mm, So if you asked me like a week ago, I probably would have told you Paper Mario. And that's partly because the new game's coming out and it has started talks on Twitter about the prospect of Paper Mario even being in Smash. I, like pre-Ultimate, I wanted Paper Mario in the game. He would be nothing like Mario, and I think he stands on his own as a character, and his moveset would be super easy to pull from the source material. But now I'm not really. I think because Paper Mario comes out in July, or wait, it is July. Paper Mario comes out this month, and I don't think we're gonna get another Smash announcement until maybe September, I'd guess. So this is really hard because I really want to be right. I want to be able to call back to this and say like, and I told you so. So is it like cheating to say like a new a Sword and Shield Pokemon or like a new Pokemon?
No, if I wasn't so sold on the fact that a Soul Calibur character was, I think my next guess would probably be Pokemon. Kubfu,
Yeah,
or I'm sorry, the evolution Urshifu
Urshifu.
lends. I mean, that again, another slam dunk. Like that kind of stuff makes itself.
Mhm.
It might actually even be like a Pokemon that we don't even know about yet. That's coming out in the second pack for DLC. So
Potentially.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not super stoked about the idea of another Pokemon being in the game, but I have a lot telling me that we are going to get one. So
yeah.
I think that's where I'm gonna lock in. Uh, but I mean, if it isn't an announced Pokemon that we don't know yet, then I obviously can't name them. So I'm gonna say we're gonna be getting Urshifu
I
in the game.
no.
Look, I'm not particularly a fan of Urshifu, but I feel like that's Smash character bait right there, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless they make like a Pokken 2, then
I feel like he was made to be placed into Smash Brothers.
yeah, just
But
like
if Nate's not
Greninja.
oh yeah, exactly. Well, Greninja's another story.
Right,
But
yeah.
if Nate's not allowing me to say Urshifu, then I say Chibi Robo.
Oh, dude.
Chibi Robo.
I would be
For
so
sure.
like confused because like I'd be kind of disappointed, but like at the same time, how could you hate Chibi Robo?
I love Chibi Robo.
Fuck. Can I change my answer? Fuck Soul Calibur.
How about Katamari, dude? The guy from Katamari.
He just
with
rolls
every
on you.
Smash game. He just rolls you around.
How crazy?
Why did you wait? Katamari would actually wait. Hold on. Katamari's a good idea, but Nate, what? Why did you send this in general?
Because that's what I feel like when you say Urshifu.
Oh, can you explain what you just sent to me?
I think that's all the time we have today, folks.
No, it's Will Smith.
So yeah, as Pain from Naruto.
Okay, I think that's a good that's a sign that we need to wrap it up. So yeah. Thank you everyone. I'm still looking at it, hold on. Thank you everyone for joining us today. As always, if you have stayed through the entire time listening to us ramble, you are amazing, and thank you so much. We have a Twitter account. It is Now Online Cast at Now Online Cast. You can find all of our apps. I have been Beth, and my co-hosts have been JP,
Hey,
Juan, and Nate.
Follow me at Byleth____.
don't follow that guy. He sucks.
He's alright. But Juan, anything in closing?
All right,
Awesome.
good shit.
Oh, okay. Well, We will see you all in the next episode. The podcast is now offline.
Bye bye.
See you guys.
Goodbye.